Hello, guys. It's DannyDealz here. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Guys, it is June 21st, 2023. It's 6:15 p.m. out here in beautiful sunny Los Angeles tonight. Post market is over. Hope it's a great day, great night, wherever you might be. Guys, today I would like to talk with you about JAGX, Jaguar Health Inc. As you know, we like to play a game show whenever we host this stock. It's called Explosive Growth or Explosive Diarrhea. Of course, today, like all days that we play this game, Jaguar Health gives us explosive diarrhea, guys. Um, this stock only goes up on pump and dumps. The news that comes out about the stock, about P3 enrollment and such, doesn't really affect the sentiment because the simple fact is the reverse splits and the dilutive offerings to raise relatively small amounts of money while giving away huge portions of the equity are just like absurd. Like they're going to give away half the company again with this latest offering for like $2 million or something. And oh, but we pinky swear we're not going to dilute you again for the next like couple of months. I mean, it's really absurd. And then you look at like, CEO pay becomes an issue, and she doesn't really have any skin in the game because her share count has been reduced to nothing. You think somebody who's being paid well, and you see their stock and the market cap now today come down under $10 million at this point when they're at full P3 enrollment and this drug is going to make billions of dollars. You'd think she'd be buying shares hand over fist, but I'll hold my breath and wait for those filings, guys. Um, so this is the 5 day chart, basically, guys. I've never seen like a more artificial algo held. It's holding here at like 69 cents. I don't know, way back, way back. So yeah, guys. I mean, this was held at 60. Then it was held here at 69 for since the 14th of June all the way through. So, guys, this is like a completely controlled, orchestrated move. It was pushed way down, but it wasn't even an extreme amount of volume, an extreme amount of dumping, because these people, they just get millions of shares for so little money, dumping them to stop folks out and then perhaps reaccumulating for a pump and dump, or some kind of press release will come out for the company, claiming this and that. Like, it seems to be endless, guys. And the company tried to paint this last one as a good thing, but um, if you've been a shareholder for a long time, your shares are basically toilet paper, and it's difficult to make the decision to add shares just because management is not able to deal with fiscal matters like adults. You don't keep making deal after deal after deal that gives away, half or the majority of the company because there's just nothing left. I mean, so what's the incentive for management to get this thing to market and scale it up when, you know, they have a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand shares, and then some bozo from the short long hedge fund has like, several million shares, and he's the guy controlling the stock, and then he wants a seat on the board, and then there's a couple of these other jabronis, jamokes, people coming out of the woodwork, hangers on, and they just drag the stock, guys. It almost doesn't matter what happens to these small biotech plays because they get put inside this death spiral. And even if they were to become successful eventually, against all odds, the only people making money would be the folks who gave them these horrible financing deals, bought these very, very dilutive offerings that come at a very, very low cost. So, the company's been sold and resold and mortgaged and remortgaged over and over again while, for years while management continues to collect her, I would say exorbitant paycheck. If you're just doing nothing but destroying shareholder money and not delivering any shareholder value, I think it's absurd to pay yourself, a very generous six-figure salary. she should be sleeping on the factory floor. Elon Musk style or whatever. It should be a Spartan existence. I mean, she should be very fortunate to be making 200,000 or something like that. Like very very fortunate. Guys, tell me, why did the stock absolutely fall off a cliff today? Of course, we were trading long. Looked like a normal day. I was trading along up here, of course, at 69 cents, and then stepped down to the 67 to 66 range. Traded along at 66. The big selling kind of started there at exactly 1 p.m. and sold off all the way down to 61 and a half, marched right back up to 64, traded that range, then went 64 to 65 briefly, sold off again to 62, sold off again to 60, sold off all the way down to 55, and then all the way down to 52, dumped again to exactly 50, came all the way down. I don't know what that was, like the low of the day. It might have been 45, I guess this says. And then started to push back up. And I think a lot of people thought, oh, they stopped people out, below 50 cents. And that happened back here. So now the stock's going to march back up. But in fact, the stock is a little bit up and then sells off again here. A lot of shares in these red candles. This one, 458,000 shares. This one, 240,000. This one is only 10,000, so that's a little bit odd. I think the volume hadn't pushed into the stock yet. See here, right here is where they create the panic. So then by the time retail logs in or whatever, like they're selling down here. Like they need retail to dump at the bottom. And historically, guys, with Jaguar Health, this has been the bottom. If you look, way, way back, basically the stock has been trading almost sideways now since the beginning of April. It was all the way down below 60 cents. So there was that one pump and dump we had in there. I don't know what that was for, full P3 enrollment or some patent, I forget, or Napo got the financing. I forget which pump and dump this was. This stock is a treasure trove of bad memories and pump and dumps. But guys, if you take a look at like the 6 month chart, I had drawn some nonsense on here, but I don't know, guys. There's just something about this chart that cries like setup to me. I know, the dilution and everything, but it's just so orderly. It's just so controlled. It's just that perfect scenario where if the company doesn't go bankrupt, some of these hedge funds are probably going to pump and dump the snot out of this thing, and they're hoping to shake all the retail out at the very bottom. Um, I am not. Yeah, there's no insider interest in the company. Basically, I don't think hardly any institutions other than these little crooked turds own any of the stock. I don't know what the short score is. The shorts basically, it's saying like bailed out of this short completely, like um, right about February when they did that schmutz. I think that was another offering maybe, and then it coasted along here at 18%. I don't know what this was, and then it's just like steadily down, 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 like 6% of the free float, 8%. And then it just go. I don't know, guys. I can't. This when you get these reverse splits and dilution in these really low cap stocks, like this short data never seems to make a lot of sense. But the live short interest, like day by day, certainly does. Wasn't much going on today. 17,000 shares returned. If you take a look, there's only 600,000 shares on loan, 3% of the free float. Utilization is 66%, and cost to borrow is unusually high, 88%. I know, and people are going to say, oh, they can short with options, they can short in the dark pool, they can short, any which way. So it doesn't really make sense to me that 3% of the free float would be on loan and cost to borrow would be 88%, coming down 7 days from 116%. That's a little bit odd, guys. Can anybody down in the comments tell me what you think is going on with that data? Let's take a look just for instance at the last month. Yeah, they're basically saying the whole short has let go over the last month. But why was the cost to borrow at 188%? Guys, I don't know. I don't really trust I don't really trust these numbers in this case. Um, any news? There's really no news. There was a conference today. There's another conference, a virtual conference tomorrow. Basically, people are talking about the reason for this drop is that there's like all this dilution and they got hardly any money to sell, but I think we already knew about this one for some time, so I'm not seeing any actual new news today. Like when I put in Jaguar Health, nothing really comes up. I mean, that's not to say that, you know, everything's gonna pop right up on Google. Sorry, my G key is stuck. I spilled, not on this monitor, but on another keyboard. Excuse me, I spilled coffee on. Let's see. Um, oh my God, the stock was just upgraded to a hold at Stock News not a week ago. I think actually Zacks put out some note that was like poised to go up based on earnings revisions. Some stupid automated article. They like tend to always come out like Jaguar Health earnings. Yeah, so that's a month ago. Um, yeah, there's really no news on the stock that I can see, guys. If anybody knows specifically what was filed, I don't see any. Let's see if there's any new filings today. Company meeting 7th of July. I guess that's when they're gonna vote. And then I remember from the last offering, like once they vote at the company meeting, which they'll just ram through because they're all these preferred shares, they get more votes or whatever. And then once they ram that through, then they'll be able to dump those shares and warrants or something like that. So maybe it's just the announcement of the company meeting day. Again, guys, I don't know what's going on with this stock. It's completely explosive diarrhea. They bait me into adding just a few shares here, and I'll buy $100 worth of the stock from time to time. I'm like, it's too low. It's such an opportunity, guys. Don't be that guy. It's not too low. It's not an opportunity. The only price worth paying for this stock, I think, is zero. Um, but my question is, after that long, incredibly boring rant, is what is this company actually worth if they get this P3 approval and they're able to bring the drug to market? Like, I know they've had some problems with distribution for the HIV indication, but this would be a much huger market, magnitudes larger. There is certainly a need, whether that need is like as great as Jaguar makes it out to be, that's open to interpretation. Um, but there's certainly a need. So what do you think the sales would be like year one? I'm thinking, 50 million as they roll it out, and then maybe, 125 the following year, and then you could see it jump up, I think 350. But what would a mature market look like for this type of therapy in the United States? How much would they charge for it? You'd have to think that if they're able to ramp up and there's no serious competition that sort of is doing the same thing, this drug would have to be, approaching $1 billion a year. You would think. Now, it depends what they're able to charge, what type of reimbursements, and I think to reach a maturity, that level of sales, it would take, many years, a better sales team, perhaps some type of partner, but guys, this drug is pushing toward FDA approval. I don't really see why it's not going to be approved. People know this substance like stops diarrhea for a long time. Jaguar and Napo have just been doing all the groundwork to get the regulatory approval for specific indications, get it through trials, get orphan drug designations, get vouchers. Like it becomes a business. It becomes kind of a shell game where you're, trying to get all these pieces lined up. And then, of course, the crown jewel, the coup d'etat is that FDA approval where then you can, basically move in everywhere. Like that's the gold standard. So if you get that FDA approval, you're basically going to be able to sell the drug all over the world. Um, there's very few drugs I think that you could get through the FDA that you couldn't get approved in other regions. But reimbursement, compensation, sales, distribution, those are all challenges. And Jaguar Health has proven itself to be, the management is completely inept at handling investor money, at handling business, at the basics, at accounting, at budgeting, at sort of looking at timelines, scheduling, like the whole thing, the wheels have come off. Like they've burned an incredible amount of money, but have they accomplished a lot? Is that worth a lot? I'm still of the opinion that if they could actually get this thing approved, and maybe if they bring in, more competent management, I have no doubt that the CEO and management and all these people are compassionate and, they want to help and all of this stuff. But guys, you can't just burn money and then give the entire company away for almost nothing. It's really, it's really bad business, and it's really not right for, the existing investors. Like, you have to be responsible with, investor money. That's sort of part of managing a publicly traded company. But I don't think anybody got that memo at Jaguar. It's like Samir said, hey, didn't you get that memo? He's like, oh, Michael Bolton is there. But anyway, guys, enough about Office Space. Like a little news: Jaguar Health subsidiary becomes corporate partner of Multinational Association of Supportive Care and Cancer (MASCC). Napo. Basically is now a corporate partner of the MASCC. It's an international interdisciplinary organization dedicated to the practice, education, and research of supportive care in cancer. The organization's mission is to continually improve the supportive care of people with cancer from diagnosis through survival or end of life care. Their annual meeting, incidentally, takes place June 27 through 29, 2024 in Lille, France. Wow. Probably we can all, us shareholders can pony up. We can do another huge dilutive offering on our near bankrupt company. Just raise a couple $1 million, give away 99% of the company, and just send the whole team over to France for a couple weeks of partying, maybe on a private yacht, just to reward them from their years of work destroying shareholder value, just putting money to sleep, just killing money, just killing, just killing money. Sorry guys, sorry. Um, yeah, excellent cancer requires supportive care. There's no doubt they have like really good people on their team. They have compassionate people. They have legitimate industry people. It's just a question of what is this thing worth when it gets to market? Can you keep buying the stock? Can you trust them? They say they're not going to dilute anymore until we get P3 readout, which will actually be this year, guys. I think if we get really good P3 readout, the stock could still go up. I know people think I'm crazy. People think the dilution is too much. But guys, right now I'm showing a market cap less than 10 million bucks. And they're in P3. They have full enrollment. They're already conducting the phase 3 trial. This shouldn't take too long. Like, this drug could meet FDA approval and get to market inside of 2 years. I really firmly believe that. But at the same time, given management's track record, I could not recommend anyone buy this stock, and I can't buy any more shares myself, guys. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place and a big commode of diarrhea. That's basically what this stock has been for me, for all the other investors. It's kind of like, it's like a pyramid scheme because you're just bringing in new money, displacing the old money. It's kind of the opposite because the original investors in the pyramid scheme, the original people who set it up win. Here, it's like a reverse toilet bowl scheme, where the original investors just get shit on and all the shit flows downhill into a funnel, and the original investors get swept out down into the sewer as their stock becomes worthless. You get new little bit of money, little bit of investors coming in on the top. And I guess it's like musical chairs with people hope when the music stops and they actually get FDA approval, that'll be the last round of dilution, so their shares might actually be worth something. Guys, your guess is as good as mine in terms of where the hell this company's going. Sorry about that interruption, guys. Duty called, but if you know anything about Jaguar Health, why the stock would have dropped 30% today in particular, I know why it would drop 30% just in general, or 100%, or 110%. Basically, though, the stock has found support around 50 cents, and the only reason is because stock can't find support at zero. Um, that point, you're bankrupt, I guess. But anyway, guys, ooh, the stock is ripping up 1 cent after hours to 49 cents. So let's see if the stock finds support there again at that 48 49, 50 level, and then stops everybody out, all the turds, and then bounces back up and does another little pump here to 68 or 72 cents or whatever, and suckers some more money out of some idiots such as myself. In any case, guys, that's Jaguar Health Inc. This stock is certainly trending toward the explosive diarrhea rather than the explosive growth, but I do think there is a market for their drug, and if they are able to get FDA approval and they are able to actually get this drug to market, I believe the company does have some value. What that value is, what the sales are going to be, it's a little bit difficult because this is kind of a novel thing. I just don't think you can compare to other drugs on the market and get an accurate estimate of what their sales are going to be. Certainly, I think they'd be over 100 million over time, probably, less than a billion, but this is, again, as things mature, 7, 8, 10 years down the road. But for right now, Jaguar, of course, they've said they're not going to dilute again until P3 data comes out, which is in a few months. And then they'll probably, do another horrible dilutive offering so CEO Lisa can continue to get paid for basically doing nothing but setting shareholders' money on fire with gasoline. And I've been putting out these fires for days. Gasoline, gasoline. So not much else to say on Jaguar. Stock fell off a cliff today, all at once. There had to be news, there had to be a reason, there had to be something, but I'm just not able to find it. If you know what it is, tell me down in the comments. It's DannyDealz for Un Poco Mas, the show where we try to give you just a little bit more. Would like to thank Stock Karen, who is right up here, and Hurricane Lopez for producing the show here today. It's Jaguar Health. Ticker symbol is JAGX. It's June 21st, 2023 aftermarket. This stock has just taken a big dump over all of us shareholders' heads, and we will probably be back for more because we are complete idiots. And you would have to be an idiot to invest in this company with its track record, but we're born every day, folks. We're born every day.